Welcome back to Past the Pop Culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host Mr. Fen.
Yo.
And today we're going to be talking about mainly Call of Duty, but also kind of giving ourselves a little, or giving you guys, not ourselves, but we're giving you guys, a little review of Vampires: The Masquerade Bloodhunt. We kind of jumped in, kind of, did a little experimenting, seeing okay, what do we like, what we don't like. I think just to kind of get right into that would probably be the best things. But we also are gonna be talking about Call of Duty, some of that, maybe a little bit of hype. Modern Warfare 2, of course. It's been pretty much confirmed. We're gonna do it. We're gonna have fun. Hopefully they don't mess it up. That is my worries. Season 2 seems to be going well so far. Question mark. And then we'll just talk about how Call of Duty's lost 50 million players in a year. So and of course talking a little bit more about the Activision Blizzard buyout and see what's kind of going on there. But okay, to get into Vampires: The Masquerade Bloodhunt review, I think just to kind of get quick and simple, I think it's good. I don't want to say it's okay, because okay seems kind of it's more meh. It's good. It needs some polish, and that's pretty I don't know if that's really a hot take. It seems like most people seem to kind of be either lukewarm on it or that they enjoy it, but it has potential.
Yeah.
That's so it's free, so I'm not really gonna complain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I had to pay $60 for this game, oh yeah, I would be a little okay.
I think we would bash it more.
Yeah, I would have definitely if I had to pay money for this, I would have been
I'm 50-50 on it. I know I started saying I liked it, but then last time we played it, I was hating it a lot. But I don't know. I think it, like you said, I think it's more friendly towards mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, because that's my biggest complaint is that when I used controller, it's just the controls are not as tight as something like Call of Duty or Halo, right? When you're using a controller, those are made with controllers, in mind. It's not a make or break for me, but for some people it is. Okay, I'll just use the mouse and keyboard. It's not a big deal for me. Some people, they live, breathe, and die by the controller. So, that's one of those things there that you have to kind of decide as the gamer, the consumer, however you want to word it, to decide if that's really gonna push you to not play this game or not. But it's free. I'd give it a download. There's really no reason why not to try it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It does have and if you haven't heard about this game, actually, I guess to kind of give a little summary on it is, of course, you can always look up the game on YouTube, but it's a simple battle royale. It's about 13 teams, 14 teams. Yeah. The map is kind of I would call it Rebirth size, a little, but I would say a little bit smaller, or at least because of the movement system, right? You're vampires, right? You can climb up buildings and jump farther distances. So you're superhuman. So traveling is pretty quick around the map. So I would give it though it's about playing on Rebirth or so, if you played Warzone or so. So that's really the best way I can describe it. And it's just you have classes. There's
there's people you can suck their blood and get power ups. I guess that's the perk system. I would say that.
So that they give you bonuses more melee damage or regen health,
cooldown reduction.
Yeah, so and then each class has abilities, so or passive. You usually get a passive and an active or so, and then sometimes you get for the Nosferatu. I can never say that properly. Nosferatu. Nosferatu. There you go. That's German, isn't it? I believe.
Don't know. They're vampires.
I think the original film was German or something. But anyways, if you get the male version, you crouch and you kind of go semi-transparent, / invisible, and then the female one has you send out bats, and it's kind of a UAV kind of thing. A bit of a overpowered one is that like you can see through walls sometimes where people are. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
You know, like when you can just like, and it's not like a blinking thing. It's just straight up like
Wall
they're just
hacks.
in red. Like yeah, it's just wall hack, like literally an actual wall hack. And then I'm not a big fan of that personally.
But so that's triggered when you get caught using a superpower in front of like the NPC, right? Like I
yeah,
think that's what it is.
it's stuff like that. And then you know, if you're like with the bat one, you just straight up know where they are, like if they're in the vicinity. So it kind of like is fine, but it's just like it's kind of it's pretty powerful, the abilities usually. Like there's straight up invincibility as long as you're not shooting.
Yeah. Oh my
So
goodness.
that one can get a little like
the blind. I think that's our biggest complaint.
yeah, the blind is probably the blind on
the male version of the siren.
Yeah, the siren. Yeah, it's the siren. You'll know when you see it.
Yeah.
And he's like, he flashes you and it does damage. So it's basically a flashbang that does damage. And it doesn't slow you down per se in terms of like, you know, your look speed and like, you know, your aiming, but it literally like flashes your screen white.
Yeah.
And you just can't see anything for like a good, like you get flashbang in real life. I'm gonna just say that. Like, don't have epilepsy. Like seriously, if you have epilepsy, don't play this game, because that, like, when I hit us in the middle of the stream, we're like, whoa, like what the heck? And like it's like like literally it just turns the opacity of your screen just like full white and just like
yeah, like 1,000% brightness.
Yeah, and then like you just sit there like waiting for it to go away, and it's pretty much a game over ability. Like once you get flashed, unless the other player is bad, you know, you're pretty much done. Unless you were like somehow able to kind of like run away, or I don't know, you had a buddy. It's pretty much a game over mechanic. Once you get hit with that, it lasts a little too long, and then you just die. But they seem to be updating it and fixing stuff and all that. So hopefully that's something that gets, you know, assessed. You know, maybe literally just you know, maybe just give it like a longer cooldown, and then, you know, make it 2 seconds shorter, because it's so long. That's the thing.
Well,
it's
not
like
only that, but especially if you suck the blood, you get like a reduced cooldown on that, so you can like almost spam it. Because we got like that one time that we keep talking about, it's like I got flashed and then you joined in to try to save me, and then we all got flashed, and it's like, well,
yeah, and it's just like it's a pretty overpowered ability. And outside of that, though, I think it's mainly balanced in terms of like the abilities of each class. Like I wouldn't say outside of the siren, everything else is pretty decent. The siren, though, I feel like you have to grow with. And the first day we were playing, people kind of like we're just trying everything out. The second, third day, we kind of noticed like, oh, everybody's kind of more like
a siren, yeah.
There's always a siren on the team. And then so it's like it kind of makes it difficult. The matchmaking, hit or miss. We typically, unless I would only recommend to do trios if you actually have 3 people, or you don't mind not having a third, because typically the person you get, or I should say, you don't usually get a person.
Yeah.
And then if you do, usually they just leave. Like the thing is, like they get down, they're like, no, I'm not gonna stay, which I don't understand, because I actually am kind of a fan of their revive system.
Yep,
right?
I was about to say
like
that.
All you have to do is just go to like
a white light,
like these like white lights like in the sky, and you just like resurrect them. There's really no animation for it. You just stand there and then like res them. But
I think they should fix that. You're literally just standing there holding a button.
Like your hand. Yeah, like so you're kind of just like, okay, and then you res them, and then and it doesn't just res one, it reses all of your team members. So you know,
is very nice.
So yeah, I actually kind of like that. It keeps the game competitive in a way where it's like it's just not one dude just trying to take on 3 guys all at the same time. It also, in terms of like fighting multiple people,
I feel like that's
not
a mess.
too bad.
I feel like
it's
that's
not
a little
too
bit of a mess.
bad.
Yeah.
You think it's a mess? Well,
so.
Okay, yeah. In terms of action, but I guess in terms of like whether you can win those fights or not, you usually can. You usually can. If you get jumped, you usually can run away or hide. Like fight back, and then you can take them out or so. Like usually you can, like it's not like an instant melt, right? Like
That's true.
You know, like you don't just get melted usually. Because the health system is weird though. Because sometimes I don't know, because like you were complaining, Fen, like how you're doing like 100 damage and you're like, wait, is that 100 damage? And then they took 100 health, or is it
I
like
still, because so it's what, total of 200 no, 200 health ish,
you get
because
two, yeah,
150.
about 200.
Oh no,
You
it's
get
250.
extra 50 health.
Yeah, so it's
You
250
get extra health
because
of the armor.
Yeah, so like when you're shooting them, it would I thought it would like, it's ticking, so it's like, oh, it goes from like 30 and then you do a headshot, it jumps it up to like 80, so it's like the total damage. But there was times where I was like doing like full on like 150 damage, but they're still alive. So it's like, I wonder if that's just like a random number, or is like, what does that number mean? Or I'm just like overthinking this. Because it's like, what does that do?
The damage that you deal, it doesn't really feel like it's reflective of how much you're actually taking, of how much damage you're dealing to them.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, like, which is fine. I don't really need the numbers, but sometimes it's like, wait, I just did like 100 damage, like
and
3 times, and then and then so it makes you kind of like, okay, well, how does that work? Hitbox detection, I think it's fine. Sometimes things are a little weird where you're like, but I think
it's mainly usually the weapons though.
I think, yeah, because I think it's I'm not a big fan of third person shooters. I think, like, you know, Uncharted's kind of done it the best. You know, Last of Us, I think that's like, those are good kind of like third person shooters, but even then I tend to gravitate, when it's competitive, I should say, first person is usually better,
right?
Because sometimes it's just like we're trying to kind of figure things out, and of course, like, you're aiming and then you end up shooting the wall, and then they do have a nice little like white little reticle thing that shows, oh, like, hey, you're shooting the wall. But sometimes, like, you're just freaking out and you're trying to, like, you know, but that's more on me. But, you know,
well, that's a lot harder too on controller doing that. It's like, oh my god,
yeah, because you can't really like micro, you know, move it. You know, it's like you can't like slightly adjust. It's you kind of like a whoa. I'm like, well, okay, I guess.
Yeah, that's like me barely moving my thumb, and it's like, man, I just did a 360.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's a fine game. It's free. If as long as they're providing updates and stuff, I hope it gets better. I honestly, I don't really see this. It's playable. I don't really see this maybe taking off until like maybe about gets another 6 months of work.
Oh, yeah. It has huge potential, though.
Yeah, but it has huge potential. A lot of things that they need to fix, like something for me, of course, was like trying to see, like, okay, is that a player or is that just a regular person, right? And then the outlining was just kind of like awkward sometimes. Of course, like if you see animations from farther away, you know, it's kind of like choppy. So like it's even for players like that. So when you're trying to shoot an enemy from far away, it's kind of choppy.
Like
so
stutter.
It makes it different. Yeah, so then it's like you have to really adjust for that if you're sniping or you just have like a regular gun. But I guess to kind of go into the guns, then, since we're talking about that, it feels like you only get like a handful of weapons that you can really choose from, and then that's it.
Yeah,
exactly. And then from those handful of weapons that you choose from, only like 3 are really good, I would say. It's like the sniper, the AK, and then like the pump shotgun. The minigun's good. I like it a lot, but of course it's like it's a little bit.
It's too like it sprays.
Yeah, it does spray, but you have to make sure it's kind of like ready. So like you can't. So it takes like you shoot like a few shots and then it goes, and then that's when it really like is good. But those are kind of like the 3 like main guns. Like you have to get like the AK assault rifle.
Not the burst, unless you're active, I guess.
Yeah, and then the melee, yeah, you can like deflect the bullets and stuff with like if you have like the samurai sword or whatever. But it feels like melee's usually not worth it too much, because some guy will be like stabbing you and then you just keep shooting them, and then usually the gun will out damage the
just
weapon.
like in real life. Yep.
So, yeah, like that's
The
unless you get
LMG
like that.
sucks.
Yeah, well, yeah, the LMG is kind of difficult to use. It's. I thought there's something that said something about mounting or whatever, but I never figured it out or even cared to look it up. It didn't deal enough damage anyways for me to be like, yeah, like it was worth it for me to figure it out. But yeah, it was just kind of interesting. Some of the guns they just need to kind of get revamped. Like that silent SMG didn't really
Yeah.
really work out. Like the Tommy's good, but like it's an SMG. If you're shooting anything from distance, you're just like doing like 5 damage, 10 damage, like
If
quite
you're
literally,
lucky.
and it's just yeah. So it's like, and then because it's third person, the reticle is like you start shooting anything from a distance, and you're kind of just praying to RNGesus that your shots land. But yeah, so it's pretty much that's why it's like you have to just go with AK or shotgun, um, or sniper. Uh, the it's like the 3-shot one that does decent damage because the other marksman rifle it does okay, but you don't have the scope and it's like
Yeah, that's a kind of a weird choice that you have a marksman rifle, but you can't scope in.
yeah, or maybe we missed something, but
I don't
I
know. Maybe
like
there's like a legendary one. Oh, there's also like
yeah
subclasses for the weapons or rarities, I should say. Sorry.
yeah the rarities. Yeah, I don't usually outside of like adding like 5-10 more bullets. I usually don't feel too much of a difference between the rarities of the gun.
I think it's just more accurate.
Yeah,
Or
but
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
your engagements are either super far or super close.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't really get like medium range engagements because a lot of the abilities kind of rely on either
Being
being
close.
up close and personal or some sort of distance. You can kind of get away with it, but it
Hmm.
it is kind of weird. A lot of the fighting takes place on rooftops, so.
No campers. That's a good thing.
Yeah, actually, this game doesn't really allow you to camp necessarily. Uh, because yeah, you can be on the ground, but then anybody walking by is just gonna smoke you. So you have to be
Yeah.
on the rooftops. But if you're on the rooftops, everyone can kind of see you. So it's yeah, I would say there's not like a huge camping problem, and it's
Good.
not really advantageous to camp in this game because it's just it puts you at such like a disadvantage
Yeah, because
because
then
then
you get
anybody
no
can just.
guns, no powers, no nothing. So it's like, yes. If only other games could do this.
Yeah, in terms of like that like addictive kind of like gameplay loop that a lot of battle royale games have,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a medium. After like a win or a loss, I'm kind of like meh. Like in Call
Mm-hmm.
of Duty, whenever we get so close to winning the Warzone, it's like or
Yeah,
like
it's like
we win, like
it's like audible, like how we feel, right?
yeah, like you can see the hype. Like
Yeah.
this one doesn't feel like hype when you're playing or watching someone play.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like gameplay. But for whatever reason, when you're playing something like Halo or Call of Duty, you can feel that hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or in like most other battle royales, you can kind of feel that hype. I don't necessarily get that kind of hype, and I kind of need that hype. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of like when you're
Because
playing this
we won
game, like
our first round when we first played, right? And it's like, oh,
literally the first game on, we won, and we are like, oh.
nice. Now what?
Yeah, we're kind of like, oh shoot, like we won. I was like, because we were literally like, okay, we're probably like halfway through, and then because we didn't realize it was 13 teams only, so the games are quicker. The
Oh
games
yeah,
are
we
quicker,
really
so
really
that
quick. Yeah.
which I kind of enjoy how quick the games are. But yeah, that's kind of I think that kind of rounds up most of the ideas I think
Yep.
are
Try it
feelings
out.
toward. But yeah, it's free. Try it out. If you feel like it's worth your time from our explanation, it probably is. I mean, if anything, check 6 months to a year from now, and then it'll probably either be completely dead or a lot better of a game. We'll have to see.
True.
Whew. That's a lot to say about that
Afraid
little
of
game.
playing 3 hours that we've played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because for me, after the 3 hours, it was kind of like, all right, I got my feel. I already kind of know how this game operates for the
Yeah.
most part.
Just
But yeah,
Warzone's better.
let's. Well, apparently not to the 50 million people that are leaving, right?
I don't know about this, but go ahead.
So okay, because of course, you know, Activision, Call of Duty, they released a little like Modern Warfare 2 trailer. A lot of people were hyped, but also really really scared. All the comments were, "Please don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. Please don't
Yeah.
mess this up. I'm gonna cry. Please don't mess this up." Like
I
it's
would
just
literally be
literally.
so mad if they mess up Modern Warfare 2. Because like I feel like Modern Warfare 2 is everyone's like childhood Call of Duty that they played with like everybody. This is like when gaming was like at peak. Everyone was staying up to like 4 a.m. before school playing, you know, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
I
was
just
like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops / Black Ops
yeah,
2. You know, like those ones were the
peak
ones that
Call
like
of
a lot
Duty
of
right
kids.
now.
Yeah, like a lot of kids remember playing. But my goodness, man, a lot of people are scared. It's funny how like universally, even people who do like Call of Duty, um,
Still scared.
are scared because they're like, please don't mess this up. Like it's just kind of like everyone's just like in
I
the
don't think they
comments
will.
sections.
I don't think they will.
You have faith in them that they'll.
And here's why. Because Modern Warfare 2019 wasn't that bad. A lot of people liked it.
I enjoyed that
Yeah, a
actually.
lot of people did like it, and it did change a lot of stuff and brought Warzone,
Mhm.
whatever. And I think they have a lot more writing on Modern Warfare 2 because this is the first time that they're not going to release a yearly Call of Duty. But on
Mhm.
the flip side, they could use that as an excuse to say, "Oh yeah, we're going to release this game. It's going to suck, but we have more time to fix it because no Call of Duty next year." So I could definitely see both sides of, being excited but also being very very scared because right now Call of Duty
I
is
see the
trash.
reasoning. Okay, I can see the reasoning on that. Yeah, I don't know. It's for me, I like Warzone. I think it has like that addictive gameplay loop, just mainly because I just like pissing people off. So like when I, get a good kill and then they're just yelling at me, it's
Or
just like,
accuse you of cheating or something. That's
yeah.
always fun.
Yeah, dude, that's like the highest compliment. You get accused of cheating.
That guy's cheating. No, I just shot you straight. Like what?
It's called recoil. It's like it's recoil control,
Yeah.
buddy. Like,
Like you were in the
but
corner. You're like bound to die. People
yeah, but
cheaters.
yeah. So I guess yeah, like according to this article though that I wanted to talk about was that it's from PC Gamer. So it's Call of Duty has lost 50 million players in a year.
To be expected.
So 50 million players. So in 2021 reached 150 million monthly active users.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's steadily been losing 50 million players a year. So this was like last year. So it's a little bit more bombastic, I guess, the article to get you to click on it.
It's still 100 million people playing.
Yeah.
It's not that much. But
I don't. I want to start post. I mean, I don't know. I'll make some clickbait like, "Oh, Warzone's dead. Call of Duty
yeah,
loses 50
Warzone
million."
died. Halo Infinite coming.
Yeah, that
That's a
would
big
be some
fat
good bait.
joke. That's a big fat joke.
But yeah,
Anyways, focus on Call of Duty, my brain.
I get or the clickbait's like, Call of Duty Warzone loses more players than Halo, which is
Yeah,
technically true, but
just Halo had a smaller. I
yeah,
don't know, but
but
I can see why they lost 50 million. It makes 100% sense, and they kind of deserved
mhm,
it because the way Vanguard was made and how trash it was compared to everything else, and then like how they completely broke Warzone when they changed the map from Verdansk to Caldera. It's like, of course, 50
no one
million
likes
people are gonna leave.
Caldera. No
Yeah,
one
like
plays
even if
Caldera.
you try to queue for
Everyone's playing Rebirth.
at least for us, it's like takes like literally
Hmm
3 minutes to queue, and then like even
hmm
then it's broken. Like when Caldera first came out, nothing worked. There's invisible skins, like invisible guns. They had like the map didn't load. It's like you can't even play this game on console, which is why I think they also lost 50 million because it's unplayable. I mean, it
hmm
still kind of is now, but and then like especially because the map's not that great and not many people like it, and they're just gonna like you said they're just gonna play Rebirth because it's
hmm
faster, better. Because I think they did more changes to Rebirth and made that more fun than they did to Caldera, which
I
is
think it's just
weird.
mainly because Rebirth is just a smaller map,
Yeah,
and then so it's a little bit easier to like. It's just less intensive work to try to build a map out. Because the one before the Rebirth one, like I forgot what it was called, but the one before this newest one that they did, it had a lot of problems, and I didn't really like it as much because I remember liking more Warzone, just the regular Caldera versus that Rebirth one. But since they came out with the new map, it seemed like everyone was like, okay, yeah, Rebirth is kind of like what you have to play to like enjoy Warzone.
Yo.
Which is true because like even for myself, like just playing Caldera, it's just like it's really laggy. There's always some sort of glitch, like or some sort of bug while playing on the map.
Yeah. It's also even more ratty than Rebirth.
Yeah, because Rebirth, it's like you can still camp, but then like because you have people constantly redeploying, someone will just redeploy on you and then just take you out. So that like camping, like you can't camp for too long, super heavy. But that doesn't stop people from standing on top of like the water tower all day.
Yes.
And just
those people
living there
deserve to be banned. But which is also why 50 million people left, because anti-cheat didn't exist till November.
They did have a big banning phase, right, where they banned a lot of people and all that stuff. So I think there's a lot to. I mean, yes, they had, because of Vanguard and stuff like that, they had a lot of disappointed customers, and so they left. But I would bet like a lot of players just got banned, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't want to play this game anymore," and then they leave, and then because then they realize they're bad. But yeah, I don't really see this as like the death of Call of Duty. I don't.
Far from
I mean, it's because even though that Warzone was still like a miss in my books and still had disappointing sales, and it's still. I don't think it was the highest, but it was like one of the highest, like sold games that year. And it could have been the highest. I don't remember, but it was pretty high up there. I just know that. So like still a lot of people bought Call of Duty. Still people are playing it. You still have 100 million players. So, I don't think it's
they're not in trouble.
Call of Duty. I don't think you got to abandon ship. But something that I do think that's interesting, though, is with the other PC Gamer article, it's talking about how Activision Blizzard shareholders approved Microsoft buyout. But, of course, it says but it's not a done deal. And so they've approved it pretty much by a vast majority, I believe 98% of them. Yeah, 98% of Activision Blizzard shares represent today's vote approved the acquisition. So they seem like they want to get bought out. That's pretty much what it seems like. We are going to have Microsoft most likely putting in their own grubby little hands into Activision Blizzard, and then hopefully it comes out for the better. There is some dissent, though. For, like the main one that they list here is the SOC Investment Group, and they're thinking that the company it is a little like their direct quote, it seems like, is that it urged shareholders to vote against the Microsoft acquisition. The group argued that Activision Blizzard is being undervalued due to the board's incompetent handling of the 2021 California lawsuit. So if you guys remember, that was like the sexual harassment allegations where there was like a frat boy culture and all that stuff. And that it said it doesn't, and to continue the quote, it said it doesn't believe that the deal is viable anyway, given the FTC's increased scrutiny of consolidation. So they know, especially the shareholders, I guess, they think, well, we can probably fix the company, right? They themselves, right? Activision shareholders would be better served by replacing the incumbent board with directors that would allow the company to assume its real potential. So, of course, they're like, whatever his name up there is, like, I forgot his name. The board of, like, director or CEO.
What's his name?
The one that, like, I forgot his name. The one that threatened and all that stuff, that woman and all that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah,
you don't need to say it.
Yeah. That's how irrelevant he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no. But the point being is like, yeah, but he was one of the people like, yeah, he was like harassing and all that stuff. Even they were like, yeah, if we get rid of they basically, this was just corporate talk of them going, yeah, if we get rid of these idiots, we get rid of these idiots,
which
we can
is
bring the company
stupid.
back.
Like,
And,
duh.
which is true. I don't know too much about the SOC investment group, but I do kind of agree with the take here that if they would just turn the ship around, I guess, and get
which
a new
they
captain.
I don't know. Because now, like, everything that's coming out from Activision Blizzard, and they're
Mhm.
already gonna be bought out. It's like maybe they should kind of wait. Because
Mhm.
I don't want to be super optimistic. Because Activision Blizzard is still a piece of trash. But what they're doing now, I think they're gonna be worth a lot more. And like all they have to do is just get rid of the scummy people, which they already are, and it's gonna be
Mhm.
like everything's gonna be fine. So it's like,
Yeah. And then, of course, they may just not allow them to do it because Microsoft's a huge company.
mm-hmm.
And to get Microsoft, I mean, for Activision Blizzard to be under, the boot, I guess, of Microsoft, that would really, I mean, they'd own a lot
I don't think
of.
they need to. Like, I don't know.
I don't think Microsoft needs to, but they can, and so
just have Elon Musk buy Activision Blizzard.
No way, dude. No more buying companies. I think
Elon Musk is gonna be the next Disney. He's gonna be buying everything, just because he can.
Muskland.
Muskland. Ooh, that sounds weird. Yeah. Sounds like the pollution in LA. Anyways.
Yeah, but yeah. So some people say, oh, it's not going to go through, and this and that, and it seems like people don't really have a lot of faith that it's going to go through. So
I don't think it should.
We'll have to see. I don't really want. I don't know, because I kind of do want Microsoft to buy them, but kind of don't at the same time, because it's like, well, they're going to be so powerful, but at the same time, it's like, well, Overwatch 2, from what I understand, I didn't play, but from what people are saying, it's kind of a mess, right? People are leaving Warcraft.
Well, okay, see.
People are leaving Call of Duty.
Right now, because I sadly still kind of follow Activision Blizzard, but that's because, I was addicted to World of Warcraft for half my life. Anyways, right now, yes, Overwatch 2 is a complete waste of time because it's literally just Overwatch with a 2 behind it. And there's really, there is changes, but a lot of people are getting kind of hyped because they want more Overwatch, which is understandable. And then Diablo Immortal, I know we, hated on that, but 30 million pre-registered for that. That's a lot of people for a mobile game / PC now. So it's like, and then tomorrow, which is May 3rd, they're going to announce another mobile game for World of Warcraft, I think.
And then we also don't forget about that undisclosed survival game.
So they have that as well. And then Diablo 4. And then, well, technically not Call of Duty, but still Call of Duty, which is later this year. So it's like, I think they should kind of hold off, get rid of the scummy people. Make this company what it used to be. Make everybody, happy. Listen to the audience, which they're starting to do, because because they just did the WoW reveal for the new expansion, which I'm not gonna play because I hate WoW, but they're already showing we're listening to the community, and they did interviews with people who constantly bash World of Warcraft, like Asmongold, he constantly they hate Asmongold, and they just did an interview with him. So it's
they realized he had a phone, and then
he has you have a phone, right? But it's if they're constantly talking to people who hate the game but still play it, it has the potential to be a lot better of a game. And same thing with Call of Duty. What are they doing with Call of Duty? They're fixing it on a weekly basis. So Microsoft should kind of back off and be like, all right, maybe, unless they buy them now and then they're like, hey, guess how much more money we're gonna make later on, and then they sell them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess it's gonna have to be something that we'll have to see. Time will tell whether or not
just get rid of the head honcho. That's it.
Yeah.
We'll don't mess with this.
And then also fire a lot of those employees that were doing all the harassment and stuff, and then
which
just get some new people.
Weirdly haven't said if they have or not.
Yeah, so
which is kind of worrisome.
We'll have to see. We'll have to follow along. But of course, if you continue to follow the Past the Pop Culture. If you're listening on YouTube, just give us a little subscribe, and we'll keep you up to date on those stories, right?
Nice. That was the best transition I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, no. But I think I don't know. I don't really have a lot of faith in Blizzard though.
I do, sadly.
I don't really think they'll turn it around. I don't think they'll turn it around. I think it will take.
I shouldn't be.
You see, because the thing with Microsoft is that they're more like just like they just are there. Like they buy the company and then they're just like like they don't really like go in and change stuff. So it's like I don't really know. Like I don't know. It's just I don't really trust it. I just hope Modern Warfare 2 is not a disappointment. Worst comes to worst, we'll just go play Bloodhunt, right? Like hopefully that game turns out good.
It'll be good by then. Hey, there's still Fortnite.
You know? There's still Fortnite.
I think we should try that game, Ricky.
And then Fortnite, you're gonna build mode.
Yeah, I'd be very.
That's hard because like the third person aspect is always messing me up.
That's right.
I'm a first person kind of guy. I think FPS is more immersive and stuff like that. But
they have scopes, so there'll be
That's actually another debate for another podcast episode. That would be interesting. First person versus third person. Right? Like which one's better, which one's not better?
That's like apples and oranges, though. I don't know about that one.
You think so?
That's like controller versus keyboard. That's control. Oh god. End the podcast.
Okay. All right. If you enjoyed today's episode, no. Actually, yeah. I mean, I don't really have much to talk about, so maybe we should.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. Goodness. Like with Microsoft buying them, we gotta wait. Get rid of the scum people. We'll see what happens, what they do. I'm playing Diablo Immortal. Dang it. So I don't know.
We're hypocrites, man. We're hypocrites.
Well, no, we can hate it, but
we can hate on it, but still be like, "Gosh, please fix your service," and still play it.
Like Call of Duty sucks, but it's still fun,
It's just fun because like you get to hear that little 1 to 2 second snippet of them just like yelling at you, telling you you're just so garbage, and then you just get to laugh at them because you just know it pissed them off so much.
Or you can literally hear their parents screaming at them because they're screaming at us. It's pretty great. With their toaster microphones. Let's go play.
The glory days. All right, yeah, let's go play. It's about to be 3:00. And at 3:00, if you guys don't know, we always stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So check us out on twitch.tv/pastthepopculture. If you'd like to know when we go live, because we usually try to post on Twitter, check us out there as well. Still Past the Pop Culture. Please follow us. We always appreciate it. And, we do have an Instagram, TikTok, same thing, Past Pop Culture. And whatever you're listening to on whatever device, we'd very much appreciate if you would like, subscribe, if you're on YouTube, heart, thumbs up, leave a good review. We'd very much appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I did all the business stuff right there. And yeah, make sure to go hang out with us on Twitch because we'll have a lot of fun there. We'll get to talk about any of these topics, any video game related topic. It's always fun. But yeah, I think we'll sign off.
Peace.